Well, good morning. You survived the week. I'm very proud of you all. Not only did you survive the week, after that heavy fucking night on Friday night, you're back here on Saturday morning. Well, look at that. Way to go, you. So yeah, welcome. This is your weekly crypto roundup. We go over the week. Yeah, this is easy as that, really. Show, as always, is brought to you by BYBIT Exchange and the Diamond Hands Network. Both those links in the description. So where are we sitting? Right, let's have a look at the market, shall we? Bitcoin, it's sat on 24,546. That's up 3.1% for the day, but it's still up a lovely 13.5% on the week. Ethereum is sat on 1693, which is up another 1.6% on the day. Over the week, we're sitting 11.8% up. Been a good week for Ethereum as well. BNB, of course, has struggled. It's sat on 314, which is up 1.5% for the last day, but only 2.8% up for the week. So what are we expecting to see? Well, the CME gap closed out at 24,500. So whatever happens over the next few days, the chances are we're going to be sucked back to that 24,500 for Monday morning. Now, I'm still looking for a prolonged break at 25k to signal we're on the way back up to 28k. I'm still remaining bullish. I'm hoping and thinking that we're not going to drop that much further. I think we'll come out where we've gone in, and then hopefully next week will be the green week and we'll see that 25k super strong resistance finally beaten. It's been a good couple of weeks now, no? It's good. So what else do we have? Well, Clout's contracts, CCS. It's been the most successful coin this week, up a colossal 1,688%. Fantastic for anybody that got in on them before this little boost, especially if you invested heavily. Essentially, they're offering smart contracts for influencers and creators. It's not one I've done a deep dive in, but it's one that's certainly made an impact this week, so very good for them. In second place, a coin that we have discussed several times is Clay. Clay's had a fantastic week. It's up 59.9%. Good for them. Literally the only loser, well, the only loser above 1% is Ajax, which dropped 2.7. However, it is still massively up for the month, so no huge issues there. Gains Network, GNS, it managed to get itself a very quietly released listing on Binance. It enjoyed a very good pump. It's up 65% on the week. In case you're wondering why these don't get mentioned, when I do the top coins for the week and the day, it's always just the top 100 tokens. I'm not digging down to the depths of tokens at lower points unless they really stand out. Another one that did really stand out is Daffy. It's announced that it's got very big news coming next Wednesday. This has caused a significant pump. Very, very positive on Daffy. It's currently up 1,482% on a month ago, so it's had a very, very strong movement. It's also being pushed quite heavily by TMG, that Martini guy. He's a very popular YouTuber, so no doubt he's had an influence there. But yes, everyone waiting with bated breath for that news next Wednesday. Just a word of caution now. There are 2 new malware threats at work out there. Basically, they both work in different ways, but both target a similar thing. They are putting their own address in your clipboard. So when you've copied an address and then go and paste it into a send, it's pasting the Connor's address instead. So just double check once you've done your paste. Please ensure that your addresses are still correct. And remember, there is also that one still out there where they're copying the first and last digits of an address. So don't just check your first and last digits like we always do. Do a couple in the middle as well. Just be careful. It's real money you're sending at the end of the day. Binance has announced that it does intend to withdraw from American investments, specifically future investments. This is due to ongoing scrutiny and just regulatory pressure that they're feeling. Now, they have denied that they're going to pull out from any current partners. What's in place is in place. They're just looking at not, throwing further money at these things, which is fair enough. OKB has set a new all-time high, so we're already seeing all-time highs in altcoins. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? This early in the new season. Yeah, look, this is just, we did say this, we said it was going to be a very good idea to invest in some of these other big exchange tokens. With FTX being gone, we were always going to see these other exchange tokens pull up and fill that void. Come on, CRO. If there's one exchange token that everyone should be buying, it's CRO. It's so ludicrously undervalued, it's insane. Custodia, which is a American bank, their CEOs argue back against Washington's sort of crypto crackdown, as it's being called. Yeah, no surprise there. Another coin that's had a pretty good sort of month really is Elrond. Multiverse X. Sorry, they changed their name. Yeah, so Multiverse X. It's 23% up on the week, but this is all to do with the 10-cent announcement that I mentioned in yesterday's news. So yeah, it's been a good week for them. Anyway, so that's today's update. Let's look back across the week. The two biggest things that we need to talk about here was the SEC's attack on Paxos. Paxos issue BUSD as well as 3 other major stablecoins. They have been forced to stop minting new BUSD, and it's very much seen as the SEC attacking the stablecoin market. It's confused a lot of people. It seems like a very irrational attack and pointless attack. Paxos themselves were going through to get their banking licenses. So it is absolutely bizarre, and it seems to be very typical of dear old Gary just to try to grab handfuls of stuff that he's not involved in really, but we'll have to wait. Now this comes on top of the huge attack the SEC did on staking. They essentially fined Kraken and forced them to end their staking program. All coins that were being staked have been returned to their owners except for Ethereum. This is simply because the Shanghai update has not gone in and Ethereum cannot be currently unstaked. It's a disaster, is the truth of the matter. Yeah, the SEC are sticking their noses, again, as always, where they don't fucking belong. Why no one has stepped in and removed that bald cunt from his position is fucking beyond me. Sack that prick now should be trending on Twitter, if you ask me, but hey-ho. Coinbase have also stepped up and have said that they are willing to defend staking in court. I mean, this is obviously specifically their staking program that they'd be looking at defending, but still, if it can be defended by one company, it should be enough, or at least enough to give a little bit confidence back to the market. This is a major attack to crypto, and again, the markets respond very much in kind to that. On top of this, we've had a wishy-washy stuff come out from the Fed talking about, further negativity, interest rate rises, and recession globally, etc., etc. So, yeah, it's been a very tough week last week. We were hoping to breach, but they released the news to knock us back. Let's just assume they want to fill up their bags a little more, right? Polygon Matic has done particularly well, really. It's basically been riding a wave of the Super Bowl NFTs that come out. It's dropped 10% today, but that still leaves it 25% up on the month. So it's been great. This is on top of the fact that Polygon Matic has now become more used than Ethereum as far as transactions are concerned. So I don't know. I still feel bullish. Overall, yeah, I'm hoping this news doesn't get to people too much. I'm hoping to see those bounces today, but it'll just have to wait and see, won't we? At the minute, it's holding tight on the where I expected it to bounce. I'm watching. In case you've missed it, other little bits of news. The world's largest modern art museum is doing an NFT gallery. FWB DAO has launched its social app. Arbitrum transactions have quadrupled since the start of 2022, which is incredibly bullish for them. As mentioned with Polygon a second ago, Reddit have given away over 1 million Super Bowl NFTs on Polygon, so that's a major jump for that. Secret Network voted unanimously to turn themselves into a non-profit foundation. Wax is another brilliant layer 1 blockchain, and it actually retained full network activity right throughout the crypto winter, which is quite impressive. I can see glorious future for them. Sushi Swap, God, that's hard to say, has acquired a trading platform called Vortex. Now that's relevant because Vortex runs on Cosmos, so that's interesting and bullish for both of those. Going back to Arbitrum again, it is still struggling for major adoption, and it's offering lower fees, and those lower fees are possibly at the expense of security. It's a tough one. I would like to see Arbitrum come good. I really would. Yeah, going back to Binance. Look, so we've had the whole Paxos issue that fell out yesterday. Paxos have stopped the BUSD minting as requested. 900 million has poured out of Binance in the day. Somewhat of a knee-jerk reaction, I think. I don't really see why any of this is a major issue. Circle, apparently, USDC, they're rumoured to have grassed up Binance for not fully supporting BUSD as far as having the reserves there to cover it. How Circle would know such things, I don't know. Why the SEC and why they would have such a take Circle's word for it, I don't know. They've also charged Binance with selling an unregistered security as far as BUS, which I don't see either. I cannot see for the life of me how a stable coin can possibly be considered a security. That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I'm sure these things will be cleared up in the coming days. Both the SEC and the CFTC are going to have to wait for their cases against Sam. A judge has ruled that the criminal cases will conclude first. In the UK, the FCA are going to start taking action against unregistered crypto ATMs, which, they're blaming for everything from, just everything. It's a load of bollocks. Otherwise, over the markets, HBAR processed its 4 billionth transaction. That mainly notable, to be honest, because it only hit 3 billion a month ago. So their adoption looks very strong and very good. HBAR is one that, Christ, even at the beginning of last year, we were saying looked very, very positive and looked like it was going to be a big thing. So I'm still very hopeful for them. Their price was very disappointing over the last 12 months. So if we could see a good run up for them, that would be great. And bully for them. Anyway, look, that's your Diamond has issued a $60 million bond on the Polygon network. Polygon just gets bullish news after bullish news after bullish news. I'm so keen on Polygon. I really think it's going to go places this bull season. Looking back over the last couple of days, BUSD's basically lost out almost $1 billion to Tether. It's almost like the SEC want Tether to win for some reason, innit? Binance and Huobi have managed to team up and freeze a load of accounts linked to the Lazarus Group, North Korea, specifically for the Harmony $100 million hack that happened. Yeah, it's I guess I'm not even going to go there. It's good that they're trying to stop it, I guess. Blur, upcoming NFT marketplace, has got itself listed on Coinbase, so that's very bullish for them. BitGet has partnered with Capital. This is working for the Brazilian CBDC project, so that's interesting. Coinbase is continuing its fight with the SEC, as well as saying about wanting to fight regarding staking. It's basically said that the supposable ability to register with the SEC is simply fake. It's a load of bollocks. Ongoing from that, Paxos has also said it's more than prepared to fight the SEC with its latest bullshit claim on Binance USD. Outside of that, the main bullish news I saw is one I've spoken to you all about before, C Plus Charge. It's on pre-sale, there's 2 days left, and it's already brought in over $1 million, so it's looking quite good for them. Yeah, you know, it's all good, isn't it? Right, so yesterday what actually happened? Well, there were rumours about the SEC going after Circle's USDC. However, Circle basically squashed that rumour, saying no such event had happened. From that point on, things started to get pretty happy. On top of that, there's news coming out of Hong Kong that crypto is going to be legal again in Hong Kong from June this year. That's incredibly bullish. That will see a lot of the Chinese market basically coming back to crypto, which is wild. So that's your 2 bits of extraordinarily good news pushing this further up. That's great. DEXs have crossed 1 billion in trading volume. That's wild as well. Good old DEX is pushing on forwards. Of that, Trader Joe has seen an amazing 12 million. This is following the Arbitrum launch. Oasis, that's spelled OASYS, has managed to get Japan's SoftBank as a network validator. That's very bullish for them. GQ, the magazine, is set to launch its first ever NFT collection, so that's yet more real world pushing into our world kind of stuff happening. Yeah, Blur is still fighting with OpenSea and has now recommended that people block OpenSea. Blur itself hit 1 billion trading volume in its first 24 hours, but it has dived quite significantly since. Cosmos Hub has had its RHO network upgrade go live. VV, the NFT marketplace, has teamed up with Lamborghini for a release of their special collection. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Former Coinbase employees have successfully raised 4.5 million for a Web3 startup called Coherent. Woohoo! Napster, everyone of my age will remember Napster. It was the original music sharing app. Has bought Web3 music startup Mint Songs, so that's wild for them. It'd be cool to see Napster make a move. Cardano's Valentine Day upgrade went live on Wednesday and is looking good. Right, yeah. Now, bit of negative just to cap it off. Can't be all green, can we? The SEC is looking at rules that will potentially threaten crypto custody services, which is a pain, but I guess these things will have to be in place anyway. Binance is expecting to pay a fine. Binance have got banking issues. Binance have got SEC issues. They're struggling a little bit at the minute, bless them. Thankfully, BSC's a pretty... It's a busy little ecosystem anyway. So, I mean, I don't anticipate many problems. And they can pay fines, can't they, if it makes the problem go away. The Ton Foundation is launching a Web3 initiative to help startups. And Super Plastic, which is a company that works on animated NFTs, received 20 million backing from Google and Amazon. So that's a fairly hefty chunk. News-wise, our dear Sammy boy's in the news again, but it doesn't seem to be affecting anything these days. They're bitching about him tampering with witnesses, or at least attempting to, and saying that if he gets found out for that, he would obviously be going back to prison. This would be until his October trial date, but there's every possibility that that trial date will get pushed back again as well. There's a lot of FUD news out talking about immense selling pressure coming to Ethereum with the Shanghai upgrade. I don't buy it. In fact, I think completely the opposite way around. Yes, I would say anybody that was willing to stake their Ethereum without a means of withdrawing it to sell it are going to be in no hurry to suddenly sell it now. Yeah, those people that were using that are going to continue to use that. I don't anticipate a huge sudden selling pressure. And even though, like, you know, we know Kraken was one of the biggest staking services for ETH, but I don't think people are going to just sell their ETH because they can no longer stake it on Kraken. I think you will just see that ETH moving to either liquid staking offerings from Lido, Rocket Pool, etc., or moving to perhaps Binance or one of the other exchanges that do operate a technically legal staking system. So yeah, I'm not buying any of this Ethereum. I mean, there could be a dip because generally the market is thick and they follow the hype. And you'll find the only selling pressure is coming from people that are believing that hype and selling it because of that. You know, self-fulfilling prophecy. I just don't believe that, you know, the people that were willing to stake without having any chance to unstake are not the people that are going to be selling. No, don't buy it. MetaMask. Bullish news for MetaMask. They're ramping up their on-ramp. What a play on words. They're using Mercurio, which is going to basically allow them to allow potential customers to on-ramp with up to 699 euros, which is about $745, without doing a full KYC. This will streamline the process of people getting that little start into crypto without having to go, you know, obviously if their little £70-45 gamble pays off, that you're going to be sucked into the whole thing, which is good for them. I'm bullish on that. I like that. Sony has teamed up with A-Star Network. This is for a Web3 program. Whenever you see big names like Sony teaming up with somebody, that's always bullish and good. Something that isn't bullish is poor old Platypus. It suffered an 8.5 million hack, which has caused its USP stablecoin to depeg. It's a shame, but you know, I guess it's a stress test for them, isn't it? More bullish news now. Web3 firm Unstoppable Domains. Now these guys are very good. I fully support them. Essentially what they do is they allow you to buy a domain name which can be .x, there's loads of them, .nft, blah blah blah, there's loads. But the idea is that somebody can send you tokens via your domain rather than having to write your ridiculously long address or remember your address. You could just tell somebody, oh, send it to cryptoducky.nft. Do you know what I mean? It's a fantastic idea. Anyway, look, I'm babbling. They're teaming up with the Opera crypto browser. I've mentioned this before. I am still very keen on it. The two main crypto browser offerings are Brave and Opera. I, in testing, found Brave could be a little sluggish and struggle a little bit. Opera seems to be a much better package. Might just come down to they're both based on Chromium, by the way. Opera's, yeah, out the two, Opera's a bad boy. I like it. It's the better of the two offerings at the minute, in most situations. But either which way, they've teamed up with Opera, and Opera is now supporting all of the domain names on the Polygon network, which is good, because if you bought a domain with Unstoppable Domains, you could always mint on Polygon for free. But a lot of the other providers were only letting you use the Ethereum stuff rather than the Polygon. Anyway, it's good. It's still expanding and it's getting better and better. I see a future where everyone's just using a domain instead of a long address for all of their addresses. Tencent. I don't know if you know who they are. You should do. They're a giant Chinese company. They own WeChat. They do games like COD, Call of Duty. Monstrous company. Now they're teaming up with Multiverse X. Multiverse X, if you don't recognise it, is actually Elrond, but they did a big rebrand to Multiverse X. This is expanding on Tencent's Web3 strategy, so this is going to be pulling in a lot of new people. So very, very bullish for Elrond. I mean Multiverse X. It's good for them. A former Amazon and Starbucks executive has launched a Yelp-like platform to review and promote NFTs. This platform's called Thread. If you're interested in that, you can Google that and look that up. A casual little warning that the IRS are really looking at crypto this year and ongoing. Every year it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, but it's one of the top things. And finally, Do Kwon has been charged with the SEC for offering unregistered securities. This basically comes about the fact that one of the advertisements for Terra Luna actually stated that you could earn 20% interest. So quite clearly using comments that are interest. Yeah, it's not great. But it's all kind of irrelevant, seeing as he's still being hunted by the South Korean police anyway, and they haven't found him or got him. Yeah, I guess he managed to get a few good bags, and he's using that money to stay hidden. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, there you go. Thank you very much for joining me. It's always a pleasure. And slap subscribe, hit me up on the socials, and we'll do it all again on Monday. Have a great weekend.
All things crypto by a duck life. See you next time.